When you look at just, obviously this is now 3 tough losses in a row after that home run from Shohei. It felt like you guys were going to take this one. What were you, I guess, kind of just seeing there from Alex there in the bottom of the ninth that led to the walks, led to just them being able to tie the game up and push extra innings?
I think with Alex, obviously the 2 walks, and then also obviously they had the 1 intentional walk, but gets 0-2 to 4-2, and he was just missing. And I think the Rengifo at bat, he saw 6 straight fastballs and line one up the middle. Get the leadoff guy on. So I don't know. I don't know what where his misses are. Obviously, the last few outings haven't been clean or typical of what he's done for us. So we got to dig into it. But it's surprisingly for him been inconsistent. But we'll work through it.
Does it feel like I don't want to say breaking point or anything, but kind of does it feel like things are starting to kind of build up when it comes to the losses, and maybe the pressure of getting back on track is coming a little quicker?
I don't know. I think that you just got to play better baseball. We got doubled off tonight. We got doubled off in a triple play situation. Just some things that we're also not helping ourselves, right, by playing good baseball. I think that tonight I thought I saw some good things as far as Henriquez was really good tonight. Emmett found a way to get through 5 innings. But we still got to be better on all fronts. And now it's a new season. So, you look at the standings and we just got to play better baseball and find ways to win games.
The frustration, especially like a week like this, some of the ways you guys have lost these games, like how much does that kind of mount when it comes consecutively and at a time when the division lead is dwindling, and how do you kind of manage that from kind of continuing to spiral moving forward?
Well, I think that, there's just certain things that you can kind of manage and control, and I don't think we're doing a good enough job of that as far as focusing on the little things that are certainly coming to show us big things that you can control. And you really can't control wins and losses, but you can control how you go about it. So, like I've said, this last 3 weeks or whatever it's been, we just haven't been able to stack clean, good, solid baseball games together. And once we feel like we do, and then we don't. So I know we're all frustrated. It's not going to turn by itself. So we're going to, go back to work tomorrow and come back to work tomorrow and try to salvage this series and find a way to beat these guys this year.
When Ohtani hit that ball, did that kind of feel in the moment like one of those turning point kind of moments you had been looking for? And what was just the emotional swing from that to then what happened in the bottom half of the inning?
It was great. I think that the at-bat quality, the fight, the big hit right there, obviously you felt it in the dugout, and and then the next inning they get a leadoff runner on base, and then the inning builds, and then so you kind of then you're holding on and trying to find a way to just extend the game. And I thought Ben did a great job of getting us out of that big spot right there on the strikeout to Ward. But then it's the sac bunt by Moore, and it hits a rock or something and trickles back fair, and that's how it's going. But again, you got to make your own breaks.
What was the triple play? Just one of those plays that happens, and the base runners get just kind of a bad read on it? Do you think?
I thought Miggy did a fine job. It's just one of those things that it was right at Neto, and where he was at second base. But Dalton's got to get back. The ball's in front of him, and bolting towards second base. That's something that can't happen.
Obviously, let's just start with kind of the landing that you had over there at first base. One, how are you? I mean, obviously you saw you stay in the game, but just kind of how are you feeling? Because it looked like a pretty tough fall.
Yeah, I'm good. It was banged my head a little bit. I think it was more frustration of the situation than anything. But yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm fine. Good to go tomorrow, whenever the next time is. Yeah. it's just a tough situation.
Yeah, when you look into this game, just kind of with you and Emmett navigating through their lineup, what were you seeing just kind of from the Angels offense that either made them so potent or made them just kind of a little tougher to get through?
Yeah, there could have been times that I was a little predictable with pitch calling. I wouldn't say Emmett's stuff looked any different than before. He's had a lot of success since being up here. So where this one, they got the best of us, and they were ready to hit, and times you're supposed to be ready to hit.
Were there any bats that kind of stand out when you're kind of looking at somebody the pitch calling being a little bit more predictable or sequencing being a little bit off?
I wouldn't use the word predictable. I would just say they were ready to hit when they got in the box, and that was a little bit of a flip from the last time we saw them. And they jumped on the right pitches and put good swings on the ball. Sadly, that's the game we play, and sometimes you get exposed. Whether it's good hitter, bad hitter, doesn't really matter.
Staff-wide, the staff has said they've been falling behind batters the last 2 nights. Is that something that's just contagious? What do you think the reason for that is?
It's baseball. It's every team's going to go through this. Every pitching staff's going to go through this. Every offense, whatever aspect you want to look at it from, everyone's going to go through it. And sadly, we're wearing it right now. But we know what we have to do to be ready to play in October, I think, essentially. And I think tomorrow is step one of getting on the right track.
I know this is probably a frustrating outing for you. What do you think's just kind of been missing when you look at this one and maybe even your last 2 starts?
I think there were some sequencing mistakes from me today. Execution wasn't good. I just need to clean that up, especially in the first inning when we get a lead. That can't happen.
Mm-hmm. When you kind of look at how you felt coming into this outing, was there something there that maybe you can point to that kind of led to or pointed to that lack of execution?
No, I honestly felt really good coming into it. I feel like we did a lot of good work this week, but there's just more work to do for sure.
When you talk about like sequencing mistakes, were there specific at bats that you kind of looked at tonight, just as not kind of attacking it the way you wanted to?
Yeah, I think I got to go back and look at it for sure, but just getting ahead of guys, I didn't do enough of that, and just gonna learn from it.
Has that kind of felt like a problem over the last couple starts, is just kind of being behind too often in the count and having to, try to get back in the count with pitches over the plate?
Yeah, I think so.
Has it been frustrating as a team this recent stretch, just kind of not being able to string together wins without, then kind of going back and taking a step back with some losses?
Yeah, I was, excited to try to go out there and, put us in a position to win today, and I didn't do that. The guys picked me up, but I didn't do my job.